Normally, or an organization like ours, we focus on growth, um, predictability, scalability, focus on revenue, um, focus on growth. And that usually includes the agent, but we wanted to 100% focus on you and give you guys something you've never actually had the opportunity at before. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Adam Awani. That imposter there, that's AI Adam Awani. He can wave. Look, he waves. Wave to AI Adam Awani. Um, I was I was born in the great city of Alexandria in Egypt, but I wasn't raised there. I was actually raised in Brooklyn, in New York, in the '90s. I came to South Florida somewhere the end of '99, and our story, our journey, starts as marketers. We are marketers. That is who we are. We're not just we don't just claim to be marketers. We've been living it for a very long time. It's not just a buzzword because you'll get a lot of people that sell you leads, and because they sold you a list of leads, they're a marketer. We have been in the space and traveling around the country for most of the year on a yearly basis since 2015 to places like Lead Gen World, LeadsCon, Medicarians, ICMG, just to name a few, dozens of others. And we do this every single year. And we pay a lot of money to get into the right rooms with the right people so that we can deliver the highest value and the highest potential for conversion leads that you can get. And we don't really do leads. Whenever you think of leads, you think of a piece of paper with somebody's phone number that went online and they were interested in your product, and now you got to call that person back and you can sell them the product that you want to sell. That's what a lead is, right? Not to us. That is waste of money because you're only going to get about 10%, 20% of those people actually on the phone. And then you got to play the numbers game with how many people you get on the phone to how many you convert. We do what's called direct-to-consumer, consumer-initiated, inbound marketing. So you don't dial to get a person on the phone so that you can have a potential of selling your product. That person is calling in because they saw something that could potentially be of value for them. Now you gotta bring it home. And we and we weren't just tourists, right? We were absolutely everywhere, making sure we were in the right rooms. And again, we paid through the nose to get into these rooms to make sure that you're getting the highest quality marketing that you can. And a lot of you here have worked in our offices. And you know that this team right here is dedicated to making sure that you're not wasting your time. Most of you will have 1 out of 3, 1 out of 2 calls as a sale. We've had a lot of different types of marketing, but the only type of marketing that works is marketing that actually delivers the message that you need the customer to see to the right audience. If you are just dialing out to make sales, obviously you know that doesn't work. But we didn't start off in marketing. My first agency was in downtown Miami, and it was in 2012. And we scaled a few agencies in between 2012 and 2018 when we opened up Medigap Direct. By 2020, we had sold this company. We were bought out by Bain Capital. And Bain Capital is partly owned by Mitt Romney, who is one of the architects of ACA. And we were very proud of that an organization like that saw fit to want to join with us. A lot of people think that Obamacare should not be called Obamacare, it should be called Romney Care, and he's really the real architect. And he was the owner of the company that bought us out. We focused on agent experience and agent happiness. Our agents were some of the happiest agents in the industry. And we did this for a long time with little things like buying everybody's lunch for years at a time. Everybody had access to readily available healthy snacks all throughout the day. Paid time off. Many other features that made it really a great place to work. And our agents earned a lot of money. They did really well. We didn't have any agent that made less than $100,000. It wasn't really possible. Most of our agents were in between $100,000 to $150,000 a year. Their success dictated ours. It meant that we were successful. And we're very grateful to them. We would not have gotten to where we are without our agents doing what they do. And that's why at the end of this year, or at the end of last year, at the beginning of this year, we found ourselves working in an ACA industry because my non-competes had expired, and we can now get back into Medicare. So we were growing a Medicare agency, and we were working in an ACA industry that wasn't in the best health. But we were breathing life back into it because it was stabilizing again. And we were excited to be in it. And it hit me like a bolt of lightning. And you know when you have an idea is subtle, but it's powerful. An epiphany hits you like a bolt of lightning and reprograms you so that your perspective, it can't be what it was before that epiphany. And that's what happened. I realized that we have to do things differently. I've been doing this since 2008. That's when I got my health insurance license. Opened my first agency in 2012. Became a media and marketing powerhouse in 2015. Grew a massive agency that then sold to Bain Capital in 2020. And here we are about to do it all over again. And right before we were getting to the second acquisition in ACA, the entire industry decided to get the flu. And we were just faced with new decisions. And we were ready to go at it because, as you can see, we're really good at it. We're really good at finding an audience, delivering a message, and sending that audience to where we want it to go. We're really good at that. We're also really good at business development. We can take an agency from nothing to successful. Really good at that. But what if our agents can tap directly into our marketing channels and access high intent leads, high intent calls at the same rates that carriers and FMOs negotiate, wholesale rates? What if Agents did not starve between the first sale written and the first commission received. What if there was never, ever, ever any cold calling to do any of this? And what if it all lived under one system where you didn't have to bounce between this screen, that screen, this screen to get it all done? That's what the Pegasus Flite system is going to do. Good agents don't fail because they can't sell. I'm looking around this room and I know all of you. And I know a lot of you. I can't say I know all of you, but I know a lot of you. You guys are really good at what you do. And there's some people at home and really good also. I know who's watching. You guys are really good. And if you've ever endeavored to be an independent agent, which I hope all of you have at least tried it once, because to be honest with you, you guys didn't get your health insurance license to come work in my office or any other agency owner's office and to grow some other person's book of business and wealth. That's not why we got our license. We got our license to grow our own book of business and to grow our own wealth and to take care of our own families. Now you've all worked hopefully in either my place or other decent places that have paid you competitively and you've done really well. But if you've ever gone out and tried to do it on your own, retail, lead buying, and you're underwater right away. And Samantha, if you're at a sale today, when do you get paid on it if you're an independent agent? When does it go effective? Forget that.
Right.
When does it go effective?
It goes effective once the policy issues, once the first payment is
Which is the first of the month, right? So it goes effective the first. You're at a sale today. It's effective the first of the month. And then when are you going to get paid on it? The next month, right? But you're buying leads every day. And your bills don't stop. Your kid still needs to go to daycare. You still need to pay your car payment. You still need to pay your mortgage and your rent, or your rent, excuse me. Or maybe you've got both, I don't know. But all of these things don't go away because your commission hasn't come in yet, right? They're still there. And meanwhile, you're still paying leads. That is not a recipe for success. That's a recipe for failure. Lead cost, personal expenses, waiting for commissions. This is why independent agents don't make it. This is what Pegasus Flite is supposed to be. Another logo here. I'm sorry, it's a Pegasus. So Pegasus Life is the agency. Pegasus Flite is the program that's going to make it possible through the agency. And the Pegasus Flite system is going to tear down these barriers. The financial barrier that make it so that you're waiting for commissions to come in after you make a sale. The technical barriers that make it so that you're spending weeks and months piecing systems together to try to figure out how to get the carrier to send the right policy numbers and this and that. It's a nightmare. It's doable, and you're supposed to know how to do it, right? Because you all took your health insurance exams and you all got told exactly what it was going to be, and you're supposed to be able to do it, but it's not easy. And it's a death trap that we will make go away. That's what I would like to do for agents. And we're going to do it and give all the commission, not some, all the commission to the agents. And we're doing it because it's time. I want to do things differently now. I want to give back. I want to teach every single one of you how to accomplish what I have been able to accomplish in this industry. I want to show you how to go from being an agent working in a call center or an independent agent struggling to stay consistent with sales. I want to show you how to get from there to here. Because we know how to do it. We can do it over and over and over and over again. Because this industry kind of forces us to sometimes. Got to reset. Regulations, new administration. We're constantly having to rebuild, and we do it all the time, and we're really good at it. But I can show you how to do it for you so that you don't walk into my office or somebody else's office and do it for them. What are you missing? You're missing the technical know-how. I've got that. I got you covered. We got you covered. What else are you missing? You're missing access to funding and creative financing, the same funding that I have access to. I can reach into Wall Street and pull out money. But I'm going to do that, and I'm going to give it to you so that you don't starve in between the first sale written and the first commission received. And it all starts really with the marketing, right? It all starts with the marketing. Here is the typical ACA ad. We run thousands of these on a daily basis, but I wanted to show you an example of both an ACA ad, a typical ACA ad, and a typical Medicare ad. Because in order to be successful in this program, you are going to do both. You're going to do ACA and you're going to do Medicare. And I don't want you to just take my word on what the marketing looks like. I want you to see it. And these ads, they run on social media and all across social media, not just the social media platforms that you recognize, social media platforms that you're not going to recognize also. Search engines, Google and search that you're not going to recognize, native, display, we are everywhere. Are targeting a specific audience. Once we find that audience,
if you currently don't have Medicare or Medicaid, you may be missing out on an affordable health plan option that could provide up to $6,400 in yearly subsidies. That means more money potentially freed up for your everyday essentials. Don't let rising costs get in the way of necessary care. Click or tap Learn More below and see if you qualify for a $0 health insurance plan that may help offset your prescription, doctor visits, and other healthcare expenses.
Medicare open enrollment is here, and seniors 64 plus may now be eligible to claim up to $900 in Grocery Plus benefits. The card is accepted nationwide at Walmart, Target, Costco, and more, helping you save on groceries, vitamins, and medications. The best part? Many seniors with Medicare Parts A and B qualify, with no extra cost to check eligibility. That's money back in your pocket. But act fast. Open enrollment only lasts for 6 weeks. If you miss it, you'll have to wait another 12 months to apply for your grocery allowance benefits. Call today and see if you qualify for your $900 grocery allowance while you still can.
Many, many, many different variations and many different wordings. We maintain a level of compliance that we can be certain that the customer understands what we're advertising and that what we're advertising are accurate benefits that exist. We ensure those, and we get very creative around the message, and we deliver the message to the audience. First we find that audience, then we deliver the message. Justin, what do you get paid when you sell an ACA sale in my office?
I just got on the phone, so I think it's like $25.
Yep. Okay, well, you were doing Medicare, right?
Yeah.
What do you sell? What do you make when you sell a Medicare policy? $100, right? Okay. Does anybody know what I get paid? Because Medicare and ACA are regulated, right? CMS dictates what it is. Pretty much. So a lot of people think Medicare is $694 because we all like the best numbers, right? We all want to look at the highest numbers and the best numbers, but that's not what it actually is. You're only getting the 600, and it wasn't 694. This is I wanted to show you the progression of Medicare throughout over the years. Medicare commissions have been steadily rising by 7% every single year. And this year, Medicare commissions were $626 and $313. But it's not $626. It's only $626 when they're new to Medicare Advantage. New to Medicare Advantage only. What does that mean? That means that you either just turned 65 and you're getting a Medicare Advantage plan, or you had just Part A and B forever, and now you're 70 years old and you're getting a Medicare Advantage plan for the first time. Okay? So that's the only time you get that $626. I'm going to go off of the 2025 because it was from 2025, but 2026, $694, right? That's the only time you get to $694. We've been doing this a long time. I think I've demonstrated that in the little time that I've been talking, right? In the 10 years of data that we have amassed, we know that 97% of your sales are going to be not new to Medicare. Okay? They're going to be coming back to Medicare. They're called plan switches. About 7% or a little less or a little more, around 7% is going to be new to Medicare. Okay? Does anybody know? You said $25, right? That is correct. That is what we pay in my office for a Medicare, for an ACA commission. You know what ACA commissions are? Well, ACA commissions are also pretty standard, and it's going to differ. So Medicare is across the board. That's what the Medicare commission is. In ACA, it's going to be by carrier and state. But the average, I don't know why this is all the way down here, but that's okay, is going to be right around $24.60. Let's just say $24. But that's not $24 because I pay you a $25 commission because I got to pay for the marketing, I got to pay you, I got to pay everything. When you're an independent agent, you're making about $24 per member per month. You sign up a family of 2, that's 24 times 2 every single month for that family. You sign up a family of 4, so on and so on. Okay? So you can potentially be making close to $100 per member per month on a family of 4. That's my family. Husband, wife, 2 kids. And that's almost $100 on just that one sale. And you get that every single month for the life of the customer. We feel that agents deserve to own their customers because it's their effort, their license. Your effort, your license, your book. That's our new philosophy. Your effort, your license, your book. And how do you get there? Because I'm gonna keep picking on Justin. You know why? Justin's been with me for a freaking long time, man. Long time. It's been like, I don't know, since 2018, 19, something like that. So I keep picking on Justin because he's done both ACA and Medicare for me. So how many ACA policies can you do in a day in my office, Justin?
20, 25, I think.
Currently, let's be conservative. Currently.
15, 10 to 15.
That's a good number. That's a good number. Now, you were doing Medicare just now. You were just doing Medicare before everything happened with the IFG stuff. You were just doing Medicare. And what is the average number of Medicare sales that you're going to get in a day? Forget about bad days and good days. What's your average? About 5 sales a day. Can we put his Medicare ACA numbers in there? But wait a second. We have 10 years of data. I know something that you guys don't. For every 10 ACA sales that you write, you're probably going to end up with about 12 members. That is going to be the average. So you should, whenever your ACA, multiply it times 1.2. So he's doing 15 sales a day in ACA. Multiply that times 1.2. What is that? Or 10. Let's say 10. So 1.2 is 12 sales. 5 sales a day in Medicare. So you're generating, Justin, every single day, $2,000 worth of commission. $1,700 in annual commission that you're earning right away because it's January and you're writing a Medicare sale and that's what you're going to receive for it. And then you're earning $288 in residual income for ACA on 12 sales or 12 members. That's every single day. Send me back. We make this possible for you guys in two phases. Ignition to launch. In the ignition phase, you're not paying for leads at all. We're actually going to get invested with you. We want to have skin in the game. So we're going to give you your first $2,000 in leads are a complete credit. You don't pay anything for them. Once you get to $2,001, then you have a $1 debit balance that'll come out from your commissions once your commissions are received. And then you'll continue taking leads on a daily basis. And what you owe for those leads will not come out of a credit card or there's no wallet that you have to load during the ignition phase. That will come out of your earnings in the future. We start everybody off with $2,000 in credit. So you don't pay for your first $2,000 of leads. And again, it's the same marketing that you've been taking in my office. And it's the same marketing that dozens and dozens of other offices, FMOs, agencies, call centers are also taking. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. But we found that it's not. Everybody will hear this and they'll think that the secret sauce is the leads. It's not. It's you guys. These leads, we've mastered them. I can deliver them to you and everybody else. It's not a problem. It's having the right person to speak and connect with the other person, with the person on the other side of that lead. You can have the greatest leads in the world, but if you don't have the right agent in a seat, those leads are useless. They're never going to get you anywhere. So you guys are the secret sauce. During the ignition phase, you're taking leads and you're not paying for them. Your first month of leads, you probably are not going to pay for much of any of that because you're going to be on the first $2,000 in credit. But you still have to survive. During the ignition phase, Pegasus Life is going to give you access to cash. I mean, I call it cash because you're earning other monies and you're having all of these debit balances and all of these things, but you need money in your hands to pay for whatever. We're not going to make it so that you can start paying off debt during this phase. You won't. You're going to be struggling. You're going to be living off of ramen That's what you should be doing. You should be buying ramen soup every single day during this ignition phase because it's going to be worth it. It's going to be worth it. But $1,000 a week, $3,000 a month. So that means don't take $1,000 a week. Take $750 a week so you can take it every single week. Because we limit it to $3,000 a month. Why do we do this? We don't want to overextend you. The more you take, the less you keep. The more you take, the less I have to give you as a commission once your book flips. And also, so it's to limit our exposure as well. We want to be able to offer this to as many agents as we can. We limit it to $3,000 a month. Are you going to be happy? Are you going to live beautifully off of $3,000 a month? No, that's not the idea here. That's not what this is for. This is so you can survive while eating ramen noodles for a little while. Okay? $6,000 per year. You're only going to need this phase for just a couple of months. $6,000 per year is what the ignition advance is limited to. Okay? But you're only going to need 2 months of it because by the second months, your commissions start coming in. And when the more you produce, and your book is growing. So by month 3, you're out of ignition phase and you're in launch. You're in launch once your commissions start coming in. Once you start receiving commissions to pay for the leads that you're taking and to pay down expenses that you've taken in the last 60 days. Once that happens, you're out of ignition. You have launched. And during the launch phase, because your book is larger and you're progressing, you have access to more. $1,500 a week, $4,500 a month, $13,500 a year, but I promise you, you're not going to need all of it. You're barely going to need any of it. We built our model so that you continue taking $750 a week, $3,000 a month, until you are positive, until your book has flipped, until you don't owe any money to the agency for any leads that you've taken, and you don't need to take the $3,000 anymore because your commissions are covering your expenses for your leads, and you have a lot more than that left over for you. Okay? So we built the model off of $750 a week. Can you live off of that? I'm not sure. I don't know. Everybody has different expenses. You know, you gotta figure it out. But that's what we're going to give you access to so you don't starve. Can you not starve off of $750? Yes, a week? Yes, you can. You will not starve off of $750 a week until your book flips and until I can get you from here to here. And I started in a really long story in the beginning, not because I wanted to give you a backstory on Adam Awani. That's not what I was trying to do. I was trying to give you a foundation to really understand that we know the numbers. We understand them. We've been doing this for a long time. We were acquired by a major private equity company that did a deep dive into our numbers. We really know what we're doing. We didn't start out as it, but we became data scientists. We are a data-driven organization. And we put our data to work for you so that we can model out your success and put you on a really clear, direct track to wealth building. Not just making a living, because that's what we've been doing, right? As agents, we've been making a living. But that's not what this industry was designed to do. I, along with other titans that are sitting in this room that I will not name, have been able to really, really get the best out of it while providing the best that we possibly can to it and to others. And it's not hard to do. And this is the track. These are the numbers. And I'm going to say it now, and I'm going to continue to say it as I go through these numbers and really show you what's possible. All you have to do to hit these numbers is be as consistent for yourselves as you were working for me, because you were afraid I was going to fire you if you weren't consistent. Because that's what I do. I do. If you're not consistent, you're gonna get let go. I'm gonna make room for somebody that is going to be consistent. So everybody in my office, this man has been consistent since fucking 2018. 2018. He's been consistent every single week, week over week. If he's off one week, it'll make up in another week. If it doesn't get made up in that week, it'll get made up in another month. And the whole year will eventually balance because he's consistent. And all you have to do to crack these numbers is be as consistent for yourselves as you were for me or whoever else you've been working for. Because you can't go work in somebody's health insurance call center or health insurance agency and not hit your numbers and continue to work there. You can't. So all you have to do to accomplish the numbers that I'm about to show you is just be as consistent for you as you were for me. We've got a very specific track, and we know it works, and it's a track of success, and it requires commitment. It requires real commitment. It requires 6-day work weeks. Because now you're working for yourself. You're not working for anybody else. If you can't pull out a 6-day work week when you're working for you, building your own wealth, growing your bank account, growing your book of business, I'm sorry, I can't help you. 6-day work week, this is what it's made for. And you have to, this is not an option, you must do ACA and Medicare. You can't do ACA only because you're a pro at ACA, you're a superstar at ACA, and I know I see a bunch of people here that are that. And you decide that I'm just going to do ACA. I'm going to tell Adam I'm going to do Medicare and ACA, but I'm going to get on the phone and do ACA every day. We're going to ask you to leave. We're going to ask you to no longer be a part of the team if that happens, because we want everybody to be doing ACA and Medicare for a laundry list of reasons. I can give you just pull out so many. But there are many reasons, and we're going to say it's just to hedge against risk. I'm going to pick that reason. You've all probably worked in ACA offices, and you've all worked in Medicare offices. You probably all worked in ACA offices that shut down, and you probably all worked in Medicare offices that shut down. I'm going to say that we're going to require you to do both ACA and Medicare to hedge your risk, because we're going to be invested in everybody here. We're going to be invested in everybody that decides to join us. And we want you to be successful. And the only way I can guarantee your success is if you follow this track. And the only way to follow this track is to do both, ACA and Medicare. We're going to do 3 days of 3 days of Medicare. And we built this model. How many did you say you do? How many Medicare sales do you do off of the leads that I'm able to deliver to you? 4 to 5. We built this model off of 3. That is super conservative. And if you're in here and if you've never worked in one of our offices, that's not what this meeting is for. This gathering was not for just our agents. It's for all agents. If you've never worked in one of our offices and in the past you weren't able to accomplish 3 sales a day, I can tell you, do not worry about that. All I need is 14 days, and you will be doing the same numbers that this man that's been working in my office since 2018 is doing. 14 days. Those of you who have worked in my office, I don't want to ask you to tell you, hey, is that true? Because it's true. It is true though. It is true. Within 14 days, you can go from just walking out of the testing center, having no experience whatsoever, to producing the same numbers. I know because there's some agents in here right now that I want to thank personally because they've helped us test some of these systems. They've been test pilots, and they've done an unbelievable job. Can you? When did you start selling Medicare?
October 15.
When did you start selling Medicare?
October 15.
What is don't look? I promise. What is your CPA on a weekly basis?
I got the number for you.
Come on, make me look good over here.
So, and Gustavo CPA is
Sorry, I don't remember.
75.
75.
Yes.
What was Tiani's?
Tiani's was at 68%.
$68.
$60, yes. Isabel.
What's Isabel's? Isabel's how much?
74.
74. What's yours?
63.
63. All under $75. I was hoping there was a $50 in there somewhere because they've done it. They have. They've done it. They've done it. Yes, for the week. You know why? And they just started. They just started. And I'm not telling you this trying to brag about our training, but I'll brag about our training. It's fucking awesome. Okay? But I'm not telling you that for that reason. I'm telling you that so that you can see the difference. These guys pay for every single call. It's coming out of their commission. They don't take a lot of calls. In a day, they'll take 6 calls and close 2 or 3 sales. Yeah. Because every single call matters. It's not different calls, it's the same calls. But I promise you, somebody told me this the other day and it really resonated. A bottle of water is 25 cents at Costco. It's $2 at the gym, $5 at the club, and $10 in a festival. It's the same water. Same water. But that water's value seems to be changing. But it's not the water that's changing, it's the water's environment. How much do you think you are worth? You're worth a lot more than you're giving yourself credit for. Just take yourself out of the environment that you're in and put yourself in the right environment, and you'll be able to walk through fire until your purpose is shining bright. I'm getting off track, sorry. We did Medicare properly on this model for you. This model is the most important thing that I'm going to talk about today. Everything else has been to lead up to this so that you can trust me on these numbers. Okay? 93% of all of your Medicare sales, they're going to be plan switches at 347. New to Medicare, 7% of your sales at $694. You're going to do 3 days of ACA. And every day you do ACA, you're going to do 10 sales. Only 10 sales. It's just 10. Sounds like a lot, but I promise you it's not. How many sales a day do you do?
12 to 15.
12 to 15.
Good day, a little more.
Yep, good day, a little more. 10 is embarrassing, right? That's like, I suck. Yeah, slow day. Slow day. But we're gonna base it off of floor numbers and give you guys room to even shine further than this model. And every day that you write, you're gonna do 10 for a total of 30. Now we know, based on our years of experience, that it's about 1.2. So you're gonna end up with 36 members, about 144 members a month. Now, here's the great thing about this model also. It's built with the understanding that you're going to be growing a business and you're going to be excited. You're going to be happy. And you are really going to embody what it is to be an agent, to be an insurance agent, to be a health insurance agent. You're going to help not only the people that get delivered to you, those are called what? The low-hanging fruit, right? I'm going to just keep throwing you layups all day long. You're going to pay for those layups, but I'm going to keep throwing you to you all day long. All day. Layups. What is really going to separate one agent from another, not their ability to shoot the layups up, those are easy, their ability to work their warm markets. I'm going to show you how. If you've never worked a warm market in the past, we can show you how to go out into your community and how to generate sales right in your community, because you are now the owner of that business. It's your book of business. You're not going to earn a small little one-time commission off of your warm market sales anymore. You're going to earn all of the commission on a monthly basis. So we're going to require that you do at least one warm sale per week in ACA and one warm sale per week in Medicare. Now, when I say require, it's not like, you'll get canned if this doesn't happen. It's just, this is what we're going to assume that you need in order to reach success. And this one warm market sale, this could also include a referral from somebody you spoke to over the phone on that layup. Because that then becomes a personal connection. That's not somebody that was generated through aggressive marketing tactics online, right? That's somebody that came from another person. They probably never even saw an ad online. So it still counts as a warm market. Referrals. If you don't want to go beat the streets, if you don't want to go into your church, if you don't want to go into your kid's school, which you should, if you don't want to do any of that, ask every single one of your sales for a referral. And if you don't get them, call all the ones back that you didn't ask and ask them. I guarantee you'll get one a week. Guaranteed. You'll get one. That's all you need. One ACA, one Medicare. If you do that, you will get one. And this is also built off of realistic numbers, because we understand that it's not what you make, it's what you keep. It's not the amount of sales that you write, it's the amount of sales that you keep. So we know that you're not going to keep all of your Medicare sales. So we built this model to progress with your cancellations the way that we've seen our cancellations progress. First month, you'll have very little cancellations, almost no cancellations. It's the first month that you're getting paid. And they'll start to climb, and your ACA cancellations, we believe they're going to level out right around 15% with all of the regulations and changes. And then your Medicare cancellations will continue to climb until it levels off until about 35%. So this model is taking into account that you're losing 15% of all your ACA sales, and you're losing 35% of all your Medicare sales. Now, I believe that you guys are going to crush these numbers because you're going to be doing your own customer service. These are going to be your customers. I know you are not going to lose a single customer because she pays attention to all of her sales, even when she's writing them for somebody else and it's not her book. She pays attention to them. All you have to do is just pay attention to your customers. We've written hundreds of thousands of policies over the years. Very difficult to speak to all of those people for an agency, but you're going to be an independent agent. I hope one day that your book of business is as large as 1,500 to 2,000 people, 3,000 people, and you can't possibly call all of them. And you need the help of AI agents, and you need the help of remote agents. But in the beginning, that's not going to be the case. You're going to be able to speak to every single one of your customers if you wanted to every single day. Make it so that your customers know you. Make it so that your customers ask you to stop calling. Please, I don't need anything right now. Call me when I do next year. All of these things, obviously, they require tech. Well, we didn't want to use third-party tech and apps that are going to end up costing you guys a ton of money. Because in order for an agency to operate, or in order for an independent agent to operate, they're paying a lot of expenses. And almost every FMO and almost every agency is treating agents like a product. They're the product. Because there's margins peppered in everywhere. Well, we built this from the ground up, from scratch. Not because we wanted to own all of it, but that's nice and everything, but because we wanted to control the expenses. We wanted to control the cost so that we can give you a dialer that you're not paying through the nose for, so that a SaaS company can grow its margins. So that you're not paying through the nose for a CRM software to store everything in. So a CRM company can grow. We wanted to do all of this from scratch for you, designed for you, specifically for your needs, so that there are little to no cost. The costs that you do have on this system are simply pass-through of the cost that we are going to bear for airtime and voice over IP minutes and things like that. And we estimate those to be right around $35 a week or $140 a month. That is what you will be paying for a dialer, for CRM, all the costs, all of it combined. But obviously you're not going to pay any of that during the ignition phase. That'll all come out of your commission once you're out of the ignition phase and into the launch phase. I just proved to you with them, they're not lying. I promise I didn't train them. Their CPAs are under $75, and they just started. Imagine what you can do. Their CPAs are under $75 every single week. They've been better than that. I was really hoping to hear a 50 in there somewhere. They've been better than that. 75 is actually high for them. So that's where the Medicare CPA is. ACA CPAs, so $40, that is very, very, very conservative. Because most of our ACA agents right now, or all of our ACA agents right now, they're anywhere between $25 to $35 on a CPA. Here are your advances. Like I said, I built this model so you're only taking $3,000 a month. I would suggest you take it at $750 a week so that you can take it consistently every single week. And you're going to take it January. And you're taking it February. And you're still eating ramen in March. You're getting sick of ramen in April, and I promise you, if you've gone this far, your life is going to change. Everything is going to change. You're going to have access to things that you've never had access to before. This is what the whole projections look like. By the way, everybody's going to go home here with this file so that you can change the numbers. You think you're going to do more? All the numbers in green, you can change. Don't play with the black numbers, it'll break the formula. Okay? Any green numbers, you can change. You think you're going to do more? Change it for more. You think you're going to do less? Change it for less. I'm going to show you what our conservative numbers that you can do. I know you can do them. You can do. 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 I'm only pointing to the people that have worked for me, that I've seen them do these numbers, and I've seen them do it consistently every single day for years at a time. I know they can do them. I know they can do these numbers. I've made these numbers off of what they do more than these numbers. I did a very conservative estimate based off of what they are already doing. So like I said, all you have to do to accomplish what I'm about to show you is be as consistent for yourself as you were for me or for whoever else you work for. January. This was bad placement on this thing. January. You're just starting. And we are going to start in January, by the way. We're starting in January. That is when you should start, because you know why? That's when you're making the most money you can for on your Medicare revenue. Medicare revenue starts to decrease month over month, every single month. Okay? So you're starting in January. All of you are starting in January. And in January, your expenses are lower. You know why? Because Pegasus Life has skin in the game with you. We're going to give you $2,000 towards your leads. You're not going to pay for the first $2,000 of leads. So your expenses your first month, what am I doing? Your expenses your first month, there we go, $8,640. Month 2, you're producing every month. And month 2, you have more expenses because you don't have that $2,000. You've already spent that first $2,000. You've already spent it. And you're taking $3,000 in cash to pay your bills and to put gas in your car. And you're taking leads. And you continue taking the $750 a week or $1,000 a week for up to 3 weeks, you know, like however you want to take that money. You could even take $3,000 at once and then just not take it, because it's just $1,000. Oh, actually, no, I'm sorry. Rewind. $1,000 a week, $3,000 a month. Wife's about to kill me. Okay. So, and you're continuing to do that. Month three is when things start to change. Everything starts to make sense. Everything starts to get better. Because you've stayed as consistent for yourself as you were working in my office or somebody else's office, and you continued to write every single day. You followed the 6-day work week, and you did 3 days of Medicare, and you did 3 days of ACA. And on those 3 days of Medicare, you wrote 3 or more. And on those 3 days of ACA, you wrote 10 or more. And you did that every single day and every single week. By March, everything starts to change. You owe a lot less. You're still taking the $3,000. You're still living off ramen noodles. I'm not gonna lie. Okay? But things are getting better. April, now the lion's share of what you have taken, because it's very limited. You're only taking $3,000 a month. The lion's share of the money that you owe for the leads that you've never paid for. Because all of this business is yours. And you're getting all the commission. Not some of the commission. All of the commission. You're getting the entire street commission. So you're taking the leads, you're paying for the leads, but you didn't pay for any of the leads. And you're continuing to not pay for any of the leads. Here, 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 and here. By the time you've done this for 4 consistent months, where you're paying attention to your customers, you're not losing more than 15% of your ACAs, or you're not losing more than 35% of your Medicare. You're really focused and staying consistent with your production, because that's what you guys do anyway. By May, you don't have to take the $3,000 anymore. Your earnings on that month is $10,000. The following month, you're at $14,000. And now you're covering all of your leads. And your leads are not free anymore. Like, the system will no longer deliver leads to you without you filling your wallet. You'll fill your wallet with your own money. And you'll buy lead credits, and you'll go into the system, and you'll continue to do everything you were doing before when it was, when it was on the ignition phase. But now now the system knows you're positive, you're net positive. And it's going to require that you now fill your wallet. You buy your own leads. You want to buy less leads, buy less leads. You want to make less sales, make less sales. But you're not going to, if at the end of the year you don't hit the targets that I'm about to show you, and you can't come to me and say, hey, you promised me I'll hit these targets. No, I promise you hit these targets if you stay consistent, if you do the work. By August, you're at $17,000 a month. And by December, you finish off the year with $25,000 a month in earnings. If you decided that, Samantha, you decided that, hey, I just did this whole year, Adam, you know what? I'm going to have another kid. I'm going to take a year off. I'll see you in a year. I'm going to congratulate Samantha. She's not going to have any expenses anymore. She's not buying leads anymore. We're going to turn off all of that. And I'm going to send Samantha $33,000 a month, every single month, for the life of her customers. And you know what? This is just conservative, because that's just her ACA income. Now, all of her Medicare income is already earned for that year, because that's what Medicare does. It pays you all of it up front. So all of her Medicare income this year is earned. But Samantha decided that she's going to take off, and she's going to go have another kid. Her $33,000 is ACA. That she'll get. But then all of her Medicare customers that renew for next year, you don't get those in a lump sum anymore. They're not going to give you the whole thing. Those are monthly. Those are paid monthly, and that'll get added to the $33,000. And all of a sudden, Samantha's going to be expecting a $33,000 check, to pay off her Ferrari and her whatever she's blowing that money on. And she's actually going to get like $45,000 and $50,000 because she's going to have X amount of Medicare customers renew with her. Can you survive off of $3,000 a month for 4 months? You all have done it before. We have all done it before. So I started out as an agent, and I know I've lived off of less, to be honest with you. I've worked at places where they made me come in and give them a check for my leads at the beginning of the week so that I can have leads, so that I got to pay up front for them, and then make no sales, and I have no money at the end, and you're like standing, and you're like just like this. You're like this. Like that. I've been there. I'm asking you to have faith in the industry that you have worked so hard in for so long. It's time. It's time. It's time that you own your own book of business. It's time that you work for yourself. It's time that you stop working for everybody else. It's time that every single customer is yours and yours alone. It's time for your license, your effort, your book. I'm giving you a way to do it. I'm giving you a clear track. Access to marketing that has been developed over years and works. And access to that marketing at the same wholesale rates that FMOs negotiate. Where is it? Oh, and we're going to do it all inside of one system. We built it for you. My favorite part is going to be the ordinary to extraordinary. See, we're gonna measure everything. Ignition to launch, is going to be a bar there that'll take you from ignition to launch. But what we're really working is to get everybody from ordinary to extraordinary. And what that means for us, we don't care we don't care who you are or what you are or what level you are when you walk in the door. Our goal as a team, my team, raise your hand. Okay. Those admin people, my admin team, raise your hand. My admin team, raise your hand. We are, from the moment that you walk in, our goal is to get you to $10,000 a month in earnings after your expenses. That's not $10,000 a month and you just saw that it's costing you $10,000. It just leads, That's not what we're talking about here. $10,000 a month that you're keeping after you pay all of your expenses. That's what we're measuring from day one. We need to get you from ordinary to extraordinary. And we're working towards that from the moment that you walk in the door. You're not going to have to load your wallet when you walk in the door. You're going to be taking these amazing leads from day one. You're not going to pay anything for them. And the only thing what you're going to pay is with your hard work. If you produce, the production that you do will pay off your leads in the future. Marketplace, you have access to and all of your leads are going to be readily available. I don't know if there's a lot of people here that haven't worked in my office, but those of you that work in my office, you know that the wait time is very little, and it'll continue to be that. We're prepared to scale this organization and to scale this project to hundreds of agents, and for everybody's wait time to still be 15 to 30 seconds like it is right now. Spanish will always be different. Dialer, all built in. CRM, all built in. Access to quoting, access to submission, all built in to one system. You don't have to hop around from one screen to another. You buy the lead, quote the lead, sell the lead, submit the lead, get paid on the lead, track your commissions, all under one place. Not 10 different logins. One. And your dashboard is going to be a tool to help you through. I'm gonna tell you something. I'm gonna repeat it. I didn't write it, but it really resonated with me. Because I'm a spiritual person. My family, we're spiritual. If God wants to make a man powerful, he's not going to bless him and crown him. He's going to break him. He's going to strip you of all your comforts, of everything that you think is important, until there's nothing left of what's real. Only what's real is left. And only then will you be able to walk through the fire until your purpose shines bright. And we're going to make sure that you have everything that you need to walk through that fire and to continue moving forward so that you can get to the other side. And we'll do that by showing you every morning what your expected commissions are that you have written so far, what your earned commissions are, what your ACA commission is, what your Medicare commission is, how much has come in that month. Transparency. So, access to high intent marketing, access to funding, and simplicity of use and transparency. That's what we wanted to do. Because as an organization, as an organization, when I look for a partner, Those are the things as an agent, as an agency, as an agency call center. When I'm looking at a partner, an FMO, a funding partner, those are the things that I want them to solve for me. Those are the things that I want them to fix. Those are the things that I want them to provide. That level of transparency, that ease of use. So that's what we wanted to make sure every single one of you gets. We wanted to treat you each like how you deserve to be treated, like an agency, like producers, like salespeople. You guys have fueled our growth. You've made our wealth. We've been very successful in this industry, and it's on the backs of agents. What if I could repay it? What if I could give it all back? Instead of doing this all over again, instead of building a new agency under the turmoils of a struggling ACA market, and in our return to Medicare after our non-compete expired, we didn't want to do it again. We wanted to do it differently. We wanted to do it so that we give it all back to you and then see what happens. I've done it the other way. Let's do it this way. Let me give it all to you guys and see what you do with it. The meat and potatoes. Because, you know, I said I was born in the great city of Alexandria, but I was homebred, you know, meat and potatoes. I was raised on meat and potatoes, not falafel. So, Medicare commissions, $347 for a rewrite. Re-enroll, that's what you will be paid. That's what you will be paid. $694 for a new to Medicare, that's what you're going to be paid. That's what your commission is. ACA commission, you're going to be paid an average of $24.61 for every ACA that you write. System cost, $140. Some of you might think that $140 is a lot, and I don't blame you. It is. This country is rough right now. It's hard. Shit's expensive. $140 is a lot of money, but trust me, $140 for this, for what you're getting, for the dialer, for the access to airtime, for all of it. Just a dialer alone is always more than $140 a month. Just that by itself, just that one component, just that one piece is always more than $140 a month. But you'll get all of it for the $140 a month. And that's not us trying to, we don't have a margin on there, by the way. I hope you guys believe me. That is just our cost. We don't make any money on that $140. Might lose money on it because we're being super conservative and, you know, might have to adjust later because we're losing money. But $140 is where it's at. Medicare inbound, consumer initiated, targeted inbound calls. Not leads that you dial out on like we explained. As low as $15. That's how much your leads are going to cost. You know who pays that? FMOs. You know who pays that? Carriers. For the first time ever, and I've been in this industry both on the agency side and on the media side and media buying side. And I can tell you for the first time ever, other than personal relationships, agents like yourself are going to have access to consumer-initiated inbound calls at wholesale rates. Because you have to buy marketing in volume and consistently, not just one-time volume play. It has to be consistent volume in order for you to get prices like these. In order for you to negotiate prices like these. You're buying hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of calls a day, and you're doing it every single day, and you're doing it every single week. Yeah, of course, you can have it at this price. For the first time ever, you guys are going to have access to those wholesale rates. ACA is as low as $20. And it doesn't matter. I don't want you guys to look at these numbers. Forget about these $15 and $20. Those numbers don't matter. What matters is your CPA. How much your CPA is. Because if you're taking $15 Medicare inbound calls and your CPA is $50, take those all day. But if your CPA is $200, doesn't matter how cheap those leads are, they're never going to do you any good. Okay? But we saw what the CPAs are going to be. That's pretty much it. Our product moving into 2026 is not health insurance. Our product as an organization, for me and my team, as an agency, is financial freedom. I'd like to provide every single one of you the opportunity at financial freedom. The opportunity to earn up to $25,000 a month once you've worked consistently on this model for an entire year. I forgot to mention something. Even though you have all of these, you're going in with all of this ramen noodle eating over here, you're still going to finish the year with $147,000 in earnings. Again, this is if you follow this track. If you take a month off, if you're only hitting 90% of these numbers, not the whole thing, obviously everything is going to change. But I did these based off very conservative numbers. Justin, I keep picking on him again. He's worked here for a long time. And Justin has done all of these numbers, and he's hit all of these numbers consistently. Every single one of them. You can do this. You can do this. You're going to hit all of these. You're going to be able to do 3 Medicare sales a day for every day that you work Medicare. You're going to be able to do 10 ACA sales a day for every day that you work ACA. And if you don't stop, and if you just continue doing it, month over month over month over month over month, by December you're earning $25,000 a month. And you would have earned $147,000 for that year, your first year as an independent agent. Seeing this kind of success in your first year as an independent agent is out of the ordinary, is not normal. But for us, we know how to do this. We are going to give you the money. We're going to give you the marketing, and we're going to give you the blueprint, the track, the road. All you have to do is deploy the money wisely, convert the marketing, and follow the blueprint. And you will get here. I did. I'm standing here. I got there. And you can too. I'm going to open it up for Q&A really fast, and then we'll have some cocktails, because I'm ready. So, any questions?
As far as the environment, would this be work from home? Would this be working in the office?
So work from home.
Everything
Everything is work from home, unless you're the type of person that doesn't like to work from home every day. That's me. 100%. I'm gonna let you guys walk around this building here and look around. This is where you'll be working from. It's freaking amazing. So there's a communal work area, and then we're gonna have our own Pegasus office. So our own Pegasus office, so that'll fit like 6 to 12 people. Not everybody will be here every day. And then if, let's say you come in and there's 12 people here all sitting in Pegasus, you can work anywhere in this building. You can work on that balcony, you can work anywhere. And yes. Yes, you can work from your office, you can work from home, you can come in and work from here. We prefer that you work from home. Keep your expenses low. Save your money. You're going to need it those first 4 months. To work here, $111 a month. 111. If you want to, yeah, it's much better than we work. Much better than WeWork. So if you want to work in the office, you don't want to be home because your husband drives you crazy or your wife is annoying. My wife's awesome. But I walked right into that one. But if you don't want to work from home, $111 a month, and you'll have a membership to this place. You could use the communal area, and we have a private office here as well. You can take calls from anywhere. You can take calls from anywhere because it's 3 floors in this building, and we'll have private space in the building as well as you could find your own private little corner. This place is awesome. Downtown Las Olas. Any other questions? Now's the time to get it. Yes. It's a very good question. So we're going to speed this up. So very good question, release. That is the only thing that might take you off of that track. You saw the track. I want everybody here to get to 147,000 exactly. But in order to do that, you have to start January. In order to start January, you have to come in with that release in hand. Once we process that release, it takes about 2 weeks, 3 weeks after the release is Micah, can you correct me on this so I'm not putting my foot in my mouth? How long after the release? No, not now. January. January.
It's still black out.
January 15th.
Still black out.
Yeah, it's still
January?
ACA. For
ACA is
you can do
Medicare.
ACA,
Right now?
ACA and better opens up in April.
Oh, that's just Ambetter. What about the other carriers?
Usually around February, maybe January, some.
January. So yes, I was expecting this. You guys are not going to be able to write Ambetter, but some of you are already appointed with me, so you will. Yeah, you're good. Yes, you guys are good. You guys are good. Yes, the ones who are already working for me, obviously you're going to be good. You're already appointed with me. We're just going to be moving your appointment from one agency to another. That's not a problem. The ones who are not currently working for me, you are going to have to do release. Do not be discouraged. You can still survive an ACA and you can still hit all of your ACA numbers without Ambetter. You'll be surprised. So Oscar's fantastic. And Oscar will be contracting in January.
Can we start asking for the relief from Medicare? Can we start asking now?
Yes. Yes. If Medicare get your releases now, you don't need there's nothing happening now. Get your releases now so that we can process them so that in January you can get started as early as possible. Remember, this model only works this way if you write both ACA and Medicare. It only works like this if you write both. Go ahead. No.
For states, how do we do, what do we work about this?
For states, another great question. For states, another way that Pegasus is going to have skin in the game with you. We're going to give you $2,000 credit on your leads, and we're going to pay for your states up front, and it'll come out of your commissions. Okay? Because I know that could be a hefty cost. But most of you have worked if you've worked in my office, you have states. Yes. If you haven't, don't worry about it. We'll buy your states once you reach a certain target. You have enough commissions on the books. Your commission is coming in 60 days. It's X amount of dollars. We'll make sure that those dollars are earmarked first for your states because that's the most important thing. You need to be able to take the leads. Any other questions?
In January, we're gonna come back to the office, or we're gonna start working?
No, you can come back to the office. I'm gonna have that office until March.
So the ones that don't have the release for ACA, will we still be able to work Medicare until we get released?
Yeah, you can. You will. But just know that you're building the Medicare, but you're behind the 8 ball on one. So you'll be ahead of the curve in one and behind the 8 ball on another. But that's fine. I just want everybody to kind of understand. I don't want anybody to hold me to these numbers when they are not when they haven't held themselves to the track. Okay? Not allowed to hold me to these numbers unless you do the work. If you do the work, hold me to them. Because I know your lives will change if you do the work. Yes.
Question, why are the leads from ACA higher than Medicare?
Costs more. Costs more to generate those leads online. But you're able to do a lot more ACA sales. So because of that, your ACA CPA is actually lower, right? So Medicare CPA is like $75, while ACA average CPA is like $40. But the cost of the lead is higher. Again, never pay attention to the cost of the lead. It doesn't matter. I will pay $40 for an ACA lead or $50 for an ACA lead if I was going to close that lead. If it was, if it was 100% close. It's all about the return on investment. Okay? It's all about your CPA. It doesn't matter what the cost of the lead is. It matters what the cost of the customer is.
So what's going to be like the average?
Who's next? Somebody had a question? Yes. Yes. Right here. Right here. So everybody scan that. That's your contracting. You're going to begin contracting right away. If you want to stay on this track, you need to begin contracting. If you take too long to think about this, that would be a mistake. Because we're going to take a limited number of people in the beginning because, to be honest with you, this is a huge investment for us as an organization. It's going to cost this company upwards of $30,000 to $40,000 per agent before they are profitable. But we're prepared for that investment, but we're not going to just open it up to everybody in South Florida, right? Because we didn't raise Eric Trump money. We're very modest over here. So we're going to be honest with you, onboard 25 in the beginning. I want it to be you. I want it to be everybody in this room. I want it to be the people in this room. So don't wait too long. Don't think about it too long. I promise you, I made this so that it's perfect for you guys. We thought about us last. The carriers are going to take care of us. The investors are going to take care of us. CMS is going to take care of us. We decided to give it all back to you. You cannot get a better deal than this. Please don't think about it for too long.
With ACA, we'll still be doing Sherpa?
That's up in the air because it's going to live inside of the Pegasus system. So is it going to be Sherpa? Is it going to be another system? It really doesn't matter because it's going to live inside of Pegasus.
I say because of the CMS calls that we have to do.
Oh, you're going to have to do the CMS calls. That's not going to change.
And Medicare is Sunfire?
Medicare is Sunfire. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just another about ACA, like since OEP is gonna be done and we're gonna be getting into SCPs.
Yes.
I know like things are gonna be a little different,
So things will be different, but I mean you've worked here. So my numbers don't change during open enrollment and outside of open enrollment. To be honest with you, we're doing these same numbers during SEP. What has changed in the industry is the uptick in sales and the spike in sales during open enrollment. That seems to have faded away. Now we just kind of do the same numbers of sales that we do in SEP, we do them in OEP as well. So the marketing, the conversion on the marketing is pretty much going to be the same from SEP to OEP. That's what our data is showing us right now. Could that data change in the future? It might, but then we'll adjust at that point.
they took away like the FPL.
Yeah, the maneuvering around the sub-qualifications.
So yes, the SEP qualifications. So I've been speaking to a lot of people about this, including representatives at CMS. There are still a whole lot of other SEPs that we can fall on. A lot. So, the disaster and FEMA SEPs, those are not going away. Yeah, exactly. So I'm sorry, for ACA, yes. I don't think we'll have a problem. If there is an issue, we'll adjust at that point. But SEPs should remain the same from last year to this year. So 2026, they're not planning on doing any changes. So I don't think we're going to experience that in 2026. Now, 2027, that's when all of those rulings are supposed to take effect. 2026 is going to be the same as what 2025 was. No, no. You guys are good to go.
What is that program?
So this other QR code, that is the model. That's your projections that I built out for you, that you can play with the numbers. Okay, that's so you can test. That's so you can test it. Thank you, everybody, for joining us at home. I'm sorry that I was sweating the whole time. It's really hot in here. Okay.